The coming of the British and the introduction of English language as a lingua franca of Nigeria affected the use of Nsibidi communication system. There were moves at a time to sustain the use of Nsibidi in the areas where it was known for. But before the outbreak of the Civil War in Nigeria, Nsibidi was commonly taught in schools, and some of the symbols were used as tattoos. Nsibidi was transported to Cuba and Haiti during the transatlantic slave trade period. It was believed that Nsibidi played a very important role towards the development of some local communication system in this area. One of them was the Anaforuana and also the Veve symbols. The Veve symbol was a religious symbol commonly used in the traditional African religion in the Haiti area. Now let's look at the possible or the areas upon which Nsibidi were used. One unique thing you have to understand was that Nsibidi was not actually a spoken language, but the communication through symbols can be thrown, can be made as gestures in the air. It can be written on surfaces. It can be drawn on surfaces, even on the body, and also on the body of even clothes. Now, one very important area that Nsibidi was used was in judging of cases. Nsibidi was used in judgments of cases known as Ibe in the Enion, among the Enion group, which was a sub-Igbo group within the Cross River region. This was according to the documentation of Reverend McGregor. He explains that Nsibidi was used as a means of recording of judgments. He stated that the record of Ibe can be said to have been used through the documentation of Nsibidi. The court was held under 3 as the customs of the people, and also parties in the cases were made to be present. The chief who judged it, his staff are encircled by other persons, and then their communications were used in area of vocal communication. But when it comes to some documentation, Nsibidi was used. Another area of usage of Nsibidi that was well known was on the design of a particular cloth material called Okara Ebe. Okara Ebe was a woven material which was used or which was dyed in most cases blue, red, or green. And these materials were used as clothing or also to produce clothes. These cloth materials were usually woven in places like Abakaliki, which is in the present-day Ebonyi State. Nsibidi signs were used to design them. Although Nsibidi was not a language, it was a collection of symbols and complex alphabets and signs that were used for communication among the people within this area. This tends to explain that there were some moves, or very great sophisticated moves of establishing some level of general communication pattern in some parts of Africa before the coming of the Europeans.